There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz .jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Happy Monday, everyone. Welcome to today's career development session. Today's Marketing Me Live today is at Emilio Aguinaldo College. So today we have speakers from Makati Medical Center and Cognizant. Before we start, we invite everyone to join us for the prayer national anthem and the Emilio Aguinaldo College hymn.
Bless the deep and for the water, so my soul longs after you. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long so much more than anything. You alone are my strength and shield. To you alone may my spirit yield. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship you.
Thank you for that, Tech. So, welcome everyone to the event today. So, to officially open our session for this afternoon, we'd like to call Miss Arya Nicole D. Lego, Guidance Coordinator and Placement Officer for Emilio Aguinaldo College. Miss
Yes.
Aryan,
Hi.
hi.
Hello, ma'am. So good afternoon to all of you, to our guest speakers, deans, and million students. A very warm welcome to all at our career development webinar. Before we begin, I would like to acknowledge the hard work of our different committees who sincerely committed to making this event a success. To Jobs 180, Ms. Sherry, and to the other staff, to the GPO staff, Ms. Ilad and Ms. Eileen, are our director, to all the deans and the million students, thank you very much because this event would have been impossible without the support of everyone present here. So for today's career talk, it will allow you to hear from real-life role models who can demonstrate the relevance and connection of what is taught in the classroom because they are the ones who are currently creating the jobs. For the goal, it is to develop the readiness within you for choices and changes to face new challenges. Equip you with inspiration and information you need to make better informed decisions about your future career paths, to motivate self-employment, and to at least help you in your career of confusion. So make sure you can cooperate and at the same time enjoy the webinar as we are assured that this will be profitable and fruitful for everyone present in here. And to make sure that we are helping you as best as we can, feel free to drop questions on the topic or at least share your experience with us. And we'll answer your questions by the end of each guest presentation. So that's all. Thank you and have a good day.
Thank you, Miss Arian, for trusting us with this event. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ayan. Please be on standby, ma'am, no? So to everyone, to our audience today, good afternoon to everyone. Please be advised that attendance and evaluation will be released at the end of this webinar. So please tag your friends so that they don't miss out on this activity. So, ang evaluation po natin towards the end pa. So, kung hindi po kayo makakapag-evaluate, hindi po counted yung attendance natin. So, recordings of the webinar will be posted in the Jobs 180 Facebook and YouTube channel. We'd also like to acknowledge Miss Arian, Miss Queen, Miss Eileen, and the entire team for helping us organize this event today. So, to everyone, here is our schedule. So, we are discussing three topics this afternoon, and here are the topics. So, we will be discussing job applications using the resume link. Cognizant will be discussing mental health checks, and Makati Medical Center will be discussing answering interview questions. So again, to everyone who's here, we appreciate putting your comments and putting your courses in the comment section. Please keep it coming. So we encourage also everyone to put in their questions in the chat or in the comment section because after each speaker's presentation, we'll do a question and answer. So to start our event, we'd like to go to our first speaker. So for today, our first speaker is Sir Kim Chua. He is the managing director for jobs180.com and he will be discussing job applications using the resume link. So this is the tool that you will be using on your job fair on June 9. So we'll do the announcement later. So let's introduce Sir Kim first. So Sir Kim has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. He is a trusted resource speaker and he has done over 1,000 career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. So, for questions for Sir Kim, you put it on the comment section and we'll get to it after his talk. So, Sir Kim, we're already here. You have the floor. Please take it away.
Everyone. Good day to all of you. My name is Kim Chua. Don't forget the wa, baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. And I'm here to share to you about the most secure tool for job application. This is how you can market yourself more effectively and the different ways to do that. Okay, so let me start. Now, when you apply, you probably have a checklist, if you're using the right tool. So just go along with me if you have the right, if you have the same checklist that I have. So ito yung mga things na like kong tinatandaan, no? Will my tool or will the thing that I'll be using help me to stand out? That's the first item that is very important for me. Kailangan mag-stand out ako kasi dami-dami kong kasabayan kalaban sa pag-apply. Another thing in my checklist is that, do I have more than one file? Because oftentimes I have a lot of files. May academic records, may mga government IDs, ang dami mga kailangan hingiin ng mga companies. So I'd like to put them all in one file. And this tool helps me to do that. Okay? Another thing that this tool can do is that it allows me to make the process more efficient. Mas napapabilis yung pag-apply. No? Hindi na napapatagal yung pabalik-balik. So, mas mabilis din syempre tayo maka-move forward. Diba? And another thing that this tool can do is that wala tong bayad. Baka mukha lang akong salesman, pero libre po ito. Okay? So this tool is absolutely for free. The most important in my checklist is that this tool, okay, makes my information secured. And I think this is the most important question. Do you want your information to be secured? I hope your answer is yes. Okay? And so with that, let me show you ano tong tool na ito. This tool is called ResumeLink. ResumeLink, by definition, is the most secured tool for job application. Okay? This is a personalized URL. It is a link that anyone can open online anytime, provided that they know the link. So let me use an example. If you are John Santos, just in case lang, your name is John Santos, your resume link would look something like johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. So how do you make one? Okay, how do you make one? Now, the first step is for you to register. This is absolutely for free. Wala itong bayad. Okay? So what do? You go to www.jobs180.com, and that is where you now register. Okay? As you register, you just simply fill out the information. These are the basic information. You have the account details, you have your personal information, you have your education background, and just in case you have your work experience, whether it's OJT or it's part-time job or whatever yung work experience na yan, then you proceed to that work experience page. Pero pag wala, hanggang dyan na lang tayo sa my education information. Okay? After doing so, you now start to create your resume link. So ano ba ang basihan ng resume link? Kadalasan, ang resume link natin, we base it on our name. We base it on our unique name. Okay? So as an example, if you're John Santos, then you say johnsantos.jobs180.com. Now, what about during scenarios where you create your resume link tapos may nauna sa inyo? May ibang John Santos, may kapangalan ka, no, nauna sa inyo. Ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon na red na box. Sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Now, okay, malungkot pag taken na. Okay lang, maging creative lang kayo ng konti. Pwede mo balik na rin. Pwede mo sabihin Santos John. Okay, you can also say Santos J. O kaya J Santos. O kaya JS. Di ba? Or SJ. Depende sa link na gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapareho kahit kayo may kapangalan. Now, another thing I'd like to emphasize here, wag po kayong OA. Pag gumawa kayo ng resume link, huwag mo gagawin tipong nakalagay, cutie pie, lover boy, Barbie doll, di ba? Because it doesn't sound professional. Imagine going to a company and the HR will ask you, do you have a resume? Tapos sasabihin mo sa kanya, meron po, ang resume ko ay eljablo.jobs180.com. Di ba? Baka matakot yung HR sa inyo. So I don't recommend that you do something like that. Just stick to your name. Whatever your name is, it will sound professional. Okay? Now, in creating a resume link, you have to use a valid email. Emails like Yahoo, Gmail, Rocketmail, any email, basta nabubuksan nyo, wag na wag ka lang gagamit ng facebook.com na email. Okay? Do not use something like, example lang patrick@facebook.com na email. Do not use patricia@facebook.com na email. Okay? In short, do not use @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com, you will no longer be able to receive notifications being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Okay? So use something that you can open. Why is it important for you to open your email? Because you have to verify your account. Okay? Remember, pag nag-verify, yan ang ebidensya na ikaw nag-register talaga. Yan ang proof. Diba? And at the same time, if you verify your account, then you'll be receiving notifications from the companies as well as Jobs180. If you do not verify your account, hindi nyo na po marireceive yung mga notification ng mga companies. So, sayang naman. Diba? Might as well verify your account first. Okay? Now, you're done with the first step. After you verify. So, ano na ang second step? Ang second step is the most logical of all the steps. You have to complete all the information. Very logical. Sino sa inyo mag-apply sa mga kumpanya, bungi-bungi detalye? Sino sa inyo magbibigay ng resume sa mga HR tapos kulang-kulang details nyo? I don't think you'll do that because you're just wasting your time. Instead, kumpletuhin yung information nyo bago kayo mag-submit dun sa mga companies. Okay? So, step 2, complete the information. And how do you do that? Punta kayo ulit dun sa website, www.jobs 180.com, and this time you don't need to register again kasi may account ka na eh. What you need to do is you have to log in. Okay? Now, as you log in, you start to put your registered email or your resume link and then your password. Na ikaw lang may alam. Okay? Ganun lang siya kasimple. Now, once you're inside your account, you start to fill in the blanks. Ganun lang kasimple. Fill in the blanks. So, the things that you see here, yung mga contents, napakasimple lang. Yung mga personal details nyo, lagay mo dyan. Diba? All the information na sa tingin nyo relevant, you put it there. Now, I have some emphasis lang on items na madalas nami-miss out ito ng mga aplikante. Ano yung mga yon? Sa contact information, you have to put here all the possible ways na pwede kang makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media handles nyo. Ba't ko nasabi yan? Because in reality is, pag tinatawagan kayo ng mga HR, madalas hindi naman ina-answer eh. Lalo na pag hindi nyo kilala, pag nag-ring yung phone nyo, hala, sino kaya ito? Di ba, hindi mo kilala. Ano gagawin? Hahayaan mo na lang. Di ba? Antayin mo kung may mag-message sa inyo. Eh, paano kung yung HR hindi naman hindi masipag mag-message? Masipag lang siya magtawag. That's why I recommend you put here all the possible means na pwede kang makontak. Kagaya ng social media nyo. Put your Facebook there, yung mga messenger nyo, mga Twitter nyo, iba pang mga paraan, social media handles para mabilis kayo ma-reach out. Diba? Message na lang. Are you available Thursday, 10 a.m., so on and so forth. You get what I'm saying? Diba? So lahat ng paraan, lagay mo dyan. What else do you put here? You also put here yung inyong mga work options. Sa work options naman, you just choose lang, parang yes or no lang yan, parang switch, no? Kung ano yung mga options na gusto ninyo. No, willing to work night shift, willing to relocate, looking for OJT, you can also put it here. Okay? And then in terms of education, obvious naman, yung alma mater nyo, lagay nyo dito. Diba? Yung mga pampakapal ng resume, sa seminars attended, kahit magkopyahan pa kayo ng mga classmates mo, okay lang. Basta lang make sure, alam nyo na pag-usapan doon sa seminar na yon. Pagdating sa certification, ganun din yan. Walang limit sa space yan. Achievements, recommend ko dito is you don't only put yung mga achievement nyo inside the school. Okay? Kasi hindi naman lahat tayo academically inclined. Some of us are not very active sa school, pero active tayo sa mga social civic organization. Diba? So, even if it's outside of the school, you can also put it there. As long as you think it is an achievement, you put it there. Okay? Now, in terms of skills and languages, isa-isahin ko lang yan ha. Sa skills, do not limit your skills dyan lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat education ng course mo, ang ibig sabihin, ang skills na alam mo lang ay magturo. Hindi porkat accounting ang course mo, ang alam mo lang gawin or ang skills mo ay mag-debit, credit at mag-balance sheet. Diba? So, marami kang alam na iba pang mga skills na kahit walang connect sa course, you can also put it here. Sample, photography, diba? Videography, diba? And all the other things, calligraphy, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? When it comes to languages, I'm sure alam nyo, 2 lengguwahe na. At the minimum, you know English and you know Filipino. If you know local dialect, to be specific, lagi mo Tagalog, Chabacano, Bisaya, Kapampangan, 'di ba? Ilonggo, wala naman limit sa space eh. 'Di ba? If you know foreign languages, put it there. Chinese, Japanese, French, Vietnamese, kung ano man 'yan, ilagay nyo. Because what you're doing is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to the prospective company. Now, when it comes to references, sigurado naman ako yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang tanong lang dyan, kayo ba kilala nila? Kasi madalas pag tinatawagan namin yung mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. Yung pinakamalupit dyan, hindi talaga kayo kilala. Okay, so please advise yung mga references nyo na ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now, at this point, I'd like to highlight yung mga things that you don't find in a traditional resume. Ano yung mga yan? Diba? Ito yung mga yun. Let me start with the portfolio section. The portfolio section is where you now upload evidence of your skills. And I think with this day and age, dito pumapasok yung efficiency, no, ng ating application sa mga companies. Because oftentimes, when we apply to companies, marami mga hinihingi, mga pre-employment requirements. They will ask for mga documents, mga proof that is showing na yan talaga yung mga skills nyo. So, kung ano man meron yung mga documents, you can now take a picture, you can scan them, and you can upload it here. Example, government IDs. Diba? Meron ka mga transcripts, academic records. Diba? You can put that there. Okay? Kung meron mga medical clearance na kailangan, ganun din. Hindi na kailangan magpabalik-balik sa company. Oh, ayos ba? Oh, eto pa. Ba? But wait, there's more. Ito na yun. Etong isa pang gusto ko i-recommend sa inyo, yung tinatawag natin selfie video. Nowadays, I think it is not very difficult to create a selfie video. Diba? Ito may TikTok nga kayo eh. Diba? Alam mo naman paano gumawa ng selfie video. So I don't need to teach you how to create a selfie video. What I need to share to you na lang is yung anong kailangan sabihin pagka gumawa ka ng selfie video. Okay, this time, what I recommend is you say something interesting about yourself. Okay? So, you pretend that you're being interviewed by the HR. Di ba? Ano yung mga tinatanong sa atin? Why should we hire you? Di ba? Tell me something about yourself. Why should we consider you among all the other applicants? O, di ba? Ang kagandahan ngayon is you create that video for about 1 minute or less. Hindi kailangan sobrang haba, no? Mga 1 minute lang or less. Pero ang maganda rito is na-evaluate na nung HR yung inyong communication skills. If you can speak in English, then I recommend you speak in straight English. But if you cannot, it's okay as long as you're able to show your personality. You can also showcase here yung mga hard skills nyo. Ano yung mga hard skills? Kagaya ng mga video na panood ko dati, pinakita nila how to use a soldering iron, how to properly handle a welding machine, diba? How to fold table napkins. O, ganun, diba? So, depende kung ano yung mga skills na alam mo at depende kung ano yung nasa field mo rin, diba? Na napag-aralan, diba? So, gusto mo magpakita ka paano mag-balance sheet, pwede rin. O, diba? Again, it really depends on what you wanted to show dun sa HR. Ang point is, you don't need to travel back and forth para lang ipakita on the spot dun sa HR yung inyong hard skills. And, most importantly, hindi na kailangan magkaroon ng maraming aberya, maraming storbo. Diba? Sometimes, when we try to contact you for the phone interview, maingay yung background, hindi marinig, diba? Mahina signal, maingay, ano nangyari, nasa biyahe, diba? Or sometimes hindi magtugma yung schedule. At least with that selfie video, it makes the process now more efficient. Now, another good thing pa with the ResumeLink is that you also upload here your profile picture. When it comes to profile picture, you don't need to go to the studio para magpa-picture. Huwag ka na gumastos. Ang importante lang dyan, tumingin ka sa camera, okay, with plain background, at of course, magbihis ka naman ng maayos, diba? And then, you're good to go. Huwag mo gagawin yung mga nasa right side ng screen niyo. Those samples that I'm showing you, it doesn't look professional. Imagine, di ba, yung mga selfie, mga nilagay ng avatar, yan, huwag nyo gawin yan. Okay? Huwag nyo gawin yan. It doesn't look nice, doesn't look professional. Okay? Now, another good thing pa with the ResumeLink is that meron tayong tinatawag na cover photo. Ayan, pasintabi sa matatamaan. May iba sa inyo nakikinig ngayon, hindi naman kayo gifted with writing skills. Some of us are having a difficult time expressing our thoughts and feelings into words. So ano pwede mo gawin? You can now use those pictures to represent your personality or to showcase yung inyong skills. Example, look at the one on the left, yung nasa baba. Ano kaya siya? Sabi ni iba, sir, ophthalmologist, optometrist, or eye expert. Yung nasa kanan, yung nasa taas, ano kaya siya? Sabi ni iba, sir, para siyang admin or clerical work. Or maybe makalat kasi tingnan mo yung lamesa ang kalat-kalat. O, di ba? Again, it depends on the interpretation of the person looking at it. This is an example of someone into HR or maybe into psychology. And this one is an example, it's a very good example by the way, of someone who wanted to say that there is no shortcut to success. Hindi po yan miyembro na Akit Bahay Gang. Okay? Ang gusto niya sabihin, you will be able to reach yung goal mo by taking one step at a time. Oh, di ba? You get what I'm saying now. So I'm showing you good examples para you can draw inspiration from. And I will also show you not so good examples. Ito yung wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayong magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Maglagay ka ng picture mo dyan. Lalaki man, babae in between, okay lang. Ilagay mo dyan. Member man tayo ng LGBTQ+, okay lang. You put it there. At least alam ng HR who to expect. A lot of times, yung mga pangalan kasi very interchangeable nowadays. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think, babae ako. Di ba? Pag iba nababasa kong mga resume, ano nakalagay sa resume nila? Chris. Nakalagay George, Alex, Sam, Nick. O, diba? Joey. I would assume lalaki. Yun pala, babae. O, diba? So that's why you better make sure you put your picture there. And wag naman pugot yung ulo nyo pag nilagay ng picture. Dapat kompleto. Okay? Never leave this blank because if you leave this blank, it will not catch the HR's attention. Trust me. Kung ikaw ang HR, wala ka namang ibang makita dyan, malamang mangyayari dito, next applicant na. Okay? And then if you want to catch the HR's attention, do not create something like this. This is just my opinion. I don't think this looks professional kasi ang dating parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, no? Parang chill-chill, walang pakialam sa buhay. Again, that is just my interpretation. Okay? So I showed you the good and not so good examples para you'll be guided. Now, you can just play along later on kung anong sa tingin nyo mas bagay sa inyong background or sa inyong sa gusto niyo ipakita sa personality niyo. Okay? Now, let's examine a very good example. Look at this person, itong eye expert. Bakit maganda itong example ng kanyang resume link? Because all the information you're seeing here, kompleto na. 'Di ba? Hindi ka na magpabalik-balik eh. Kung ikaw yung HR, everything that you need to ask or you want to know about the applicant, you already find it here. If you're the applicant, you might as well put everything there para wag mo na antayin pa yung time na hihingiin pa sa ng HR yung mga documents yan. Baka hindi na mangyari yun. Baka may ibang aplikante na mas assertive, nilagay lahat ng mga information na i-process na siya kaagad. Diba? Now, at this point, I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, sir, okay nga tong resume link. Kaso lang, baka naman yung information ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman nakalantad na sa buong internet. Ang sagot ay, hindi. Kaya nga tinawag na the most secure tool for your job application. Diba? Bakit? Because you control your privacy settings. Ikaw mismo as an account user or as a ResumeLink owner, ikaw ang may control ng privacy settings mo. And how will that happen? When you log into your dashboard, as you can see in my screen, when you log into your dashboard, you will find the ResumeLink settings. Pagpunta mo sa settings, mapuntahan mo yung privacy settings at doon ka mamili ngayon ng information you want to show or hide in public. So let me use an example. If you don't want to show your birthday, what do? You turn it off. You don't want to show your references, you turn it off. You don't want to show your address, what do? Turn it off. Diba? So yung mga information na in-off mo, hindi lalabas sa public. Now, if ever lang you decide to change your mind, ang maganda dito sa ResumeLink, updated yan, real time. As in real time. So 5 minutes later, you want to show your birthday, turn it on. What happens? Lahat ng mayroong alam ng ResumeLink mo, alam na niya yung birthday mo. Diba? If 2 days later, you want to show your address, you turn it on, you save your profile, lahat ng may alam ng ResumeLink mo, alam na rin yung inyong address. You get what I'm saying? Diba? So, depende na sa inyo kung ano gusto mo on or off. If you want to turn off everything, then okay lang. You can just turn off the button. Enable public ResumeLink, off. Wala nang lalabas sa public. Kahit na anong information. Okay? So, yan ang re-remind ko sa inyo. This, the second step is for you to complete the information. And in doing so, please make sure that your profile is interesting, diba? Yung information mo kompleto at updated ang details nyo para mabilis kayo makontak ng mga HR. Now, we go to the last step. Pangatlo na, last step na to. The last step is for you to submit. Now, how will you submit your ResumeLink to those companies? You might be thinking you want to explore opportunities outside of the Philippines. Maybe you want to join some job fairs later on. You want to apply online. You want to, marami, walk-ins, diba? Depende kung ano kasi bumabalik na yung face-to-face ngayon. So, lahat ng mga ipapakita ko sa inyo, lahat ito, practical application. Lahat yan, makaka-relate kayo. Ano yung first one? The first one is you go online. Of course. Diba? Yan ang fastest way. You just connect via your phone, via kung ano man gadget mo, go to jobsonit.com, search for companies. And by the way, speaking of search, you can only search for company, tatlo lang pwede mo i-search ha. Search for company name, position title, and location. Doon sa search bar, hindi mo pwede ma-search ang ResumeLink. So example lang, ikaw si John Santos, okay? O kaya ikaw si, ako na lang, Kim, halimbawa lang, subukan mo pumunta sa jobsonit.com, doon sa search bar, type mo doon Kim. Tingnan mo kung may lumabas. Malamang sa malamang, walang lalabas. Unless may company name, position title, or location na may word na Kim. Other than that, walang lalabas dyan. Kasi hindi siya searchable. So, the only time a company would be able to know your information is if and when you give your exact ResumeLink to that company. So, ikaw may control. Ayos? So, tuloy natin. Okay, tuloy natin. So, if you're going to search for companies, what do? Just go to the website of jobsonit.com, search for companies. Kung may lumabas, edi meron. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Diba? Ganun lang yan. Huwag natin pilitin magkaroon ng something kung wala talaga. Diba? Okay, so ano gagawin? Tingnan mo yung mga companies. Kung meron kang type, edi gawin nyo, check nyo yung opportunities. After that, you now submit your information to that company. Okay, and when you submit your information to the company, it will ask for your profile, for your ResumeLink and password. So ikaw lang magbibigay ng consent dun sa company. Okay? Now another option is for you to send resumes via email. Now there's nothing wrong in sending resumes through email. Ang tanong dito is, how are you sending your resumes through email? Do you do it like this? Do you say, dear HR manager, I'd like to apply for the following position. This is my resume. Tapos mag-attach ka ng Word file, PDF file, or whatever file you have. If you're doing those attachments pa, ang tawag dyan, traditional, pampabagal, makaluma. Hindi ko sinabing mali. Ang sabi ko lang, traditional, pampabagal, makaluma. Bakit? Hindi mo kailangan mag-attach anything anymore. If you're going to write an email and send your resume, just simply type your resume link there. Dear HR manager, I would like to apply for the following position. This is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, jobsonit.com, send. Tapos na. Ganun lang kabilis. Diba? Whatever changes you need to do, you put it inside your resume link. You don't have to keep on sending another attachment. Paano kung imagine mo na lang, nag-attach ka ng Word file, diba? Ng PDF file. Tapos nagpalit ka ng address, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Email mo na naman yung HR. Dear HR manager, I'm sending you my updated resume. Ganun ba? Paano kung 2 months later, lumipat ka ng bahay, iba na address mo, send ka ulit ng bagong resume. Dear HR manager, I'm sending you my updated, most recent resume. I don't think you'll do that. Kasi kung ganun ang ginagawa mo, sayang sa oras yan, nakapagod sa part mo, lalong-lalo naman sa part ng HR, mas nakakapagod to keep track kung saan dyan yung pinaka-updated na attachment or pinaka-updated na resume ng aplikante. And this time around, if you have your resume link, all you need to do is just update your resume link at lahat na may alam ng resume link mo, makikita nila yung pinaka real-time update ng profile or information. Ayos ba? Ayos ba? Sige, another one. For those who wanted to use a hard copy, gusto mo talaga may hard copy ka when you apply to those companies, you want to give something, then this is also possible. What do? You go to your dashboard inside your job seeker account, then you can print your resume link. Mamili ka lang, 1 column or 2 column version. Either way, the system will try to compress everything into 1 page. O, di ba? Maginhawa sa buhay. So, kung gusto mo talaga mag-apply sa mga kumpanya, hindi mo na kailangan mag-prepare ng maraming mga pages. Minsan, di ba, yung mga aplikante, mga 2-3 pages ang isang set ng resume. Palibasa, yung font size 45. Kaya umaabot ng 2-3 pages. O, di ba? Pero this time, the system will try to compress everything na into 1 page. Just in case you really want to have a hard copy. O, di ba? Tipid. Okay? Another thing pa for me to encourage you to do is you use ResumeLink cards. ResumeLink cards. Ano tong ResumeLink card? Kung sa mga nagtatrabaho na, tawag namin business card. Sa mga nag-a-apply, tawag dyan, ResumeLink card. So in one piece of paper, whether short bond or long bond paper, you can now design it your own way. You can design it depende kung ano ang gusto mo. Pagiging creativity mo, ikaw bahala. You can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa laki or liit. Diba? Kasi laki ng index card or kasi liit lang ng mga normal business cards natin. Diba? So, depende. So, maybe in one long bond paper, you can make 10, 20 sets of cards na. And so, after you have it printed out, pwede ka na ngayon maggupit-gupit. Gupit-gupit na lang. Diba? 10 or 20, bawat kumpanya, you can now start to give that as a hard copy. Hard copy pa rin naman yan eh. But this time, why am I encouraging you to use ResumeLink cards instead of the traditional long bond or short bond paper? Bakit? Una-una, tipid. Diba? Because of course, right now, eto, tipid. Kasi if you're going to apply to 20 companies, you don't need to print 20 sets of long bond papers. You just need to print one long bond paper and cut 20 small pieces of ResumeLink cards. O, diba? That's for the cost side. Tipid na. Pangalawa, at mas importante, security of information. Diba? You want to have peace of mind. Paano ko nasabi yan? Kapag ikaw yung nagbigay sa isang kumpanya ng long bond paper or short bond paper, example lang, no? It's a traditional resume. And for some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Okay? Nilipad ng hangin. Hindi mo kasalanan. Kasalanan ng hangin eh. Diba? May nakapulot na stranger. All your information, alam na nung stranger. Tama? And you cannot deny it because you know what I'm saying is true. Diba? Hindi mo kilala pero alam niya yung details mo. Now, using your ResumeLink card, same scenario. Nagbigay ka ng ResumeLink card sa company, nilipad ng hangin ngayon. May na stranger na nakapulot, okay lang. Bakit? Kampante ka. Kasi yung ResumeLink, ikaw may control ng privacy settings mo. That's why, in your ResumeLink card, what I recommend, you just simply put your name and your resume link. Dalawa lang. That's it. If you want to put your mobile number, it's okay. It's up to you. You can put it there. Diba? Pero ang point ko is, ResumeLink, pwede na siya makita ng mga HR or mga companies na bibigyan mo. Diba? So you have peace of mind now. Okay? So there's a lot of advantages using ResumeLinks. In fact, doon pa lang sa privacy portion, panalong-panalo ka na. Ikaw ang may control ng privacy settings mo real time. Pagdating sa speed of hire, it becomes faster and more efficient because whatever you want to show the HR, you just attach it there. Whatever the HR needs from you, they just ask from you. Diba? You take a picture, you scan them, upload it there, and later on, pag okay na, you now turn off yung privacy settings mo. Diba? Or you can remove them in the attachments. Diba? Cost efficient, definitely wala tong gastos, tipid. Diba? If you're thinking, ay sir, paano po yung internet? Kailangan ng pang-load. Pwede ka maging resourceful. Connect lang tayo sa mga libreng wifi. O, diba? And then, pagdating sa flexibility, if you really want to have it printed out, yung inyong resume, you also have the option to print it out. That's like how I showed it to you, 1 column or 2 column version. Either way, it's really up to you. Pero ang point ko is, ResumeLink na lahat yan. Okay? And you can use this to any platform, whatever platform you want to share it to. You want to share it sa mga messenger nyo, you want to share it sa email, sa Viber, sa text, di ba? Gusto mo, kaya ko bahala. Di ba? Gusto mo, sulat mo sa papel, tapos gawa ka ng airplane, palipad mo, di ba? May nakakuha, alam niya yung ResumeLink mo. Ikaw bahala. Okay? Ikaw may control kung sino ang gusto mo bigyan. Okay? You don't have to use your USBs anymore. You don't have to save it sa hard drive. Baka mawala pa yung USB nyo. Delikado. Diba? Wag na. Baka kung ano pa makita ng mga nakakapulot ng mga USB na yan. Okay? So you don't need to worry about compatibility as well because this is compatible to any platform. If you're using Android, you're using Safari, kung ano magamit mo, pwede yan sa kahit anong version. Okay? And so, just to promote lang, if you want to be part of our team, we're also hiring. Mismo sa jobs180.com, we're hiring for several opportunities, several vacancies yan. Check out na lang yung aming jobs180.com/jobs180 na page. Okay? And by the grace of God, shout out lang ako, Right now, we have more than 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, from north all the way to the south of the Philippines. Thank you, Lord. O, diba? Ang kinalat namin, hindi lang virus. Biro lang. Kinalat namin ResumeLink. Yan ang kinalat natin. So, a lot of schools now, including your alma mater, are now using the ResumeLink. So, I hope it doesn't stop here. No? You become a blessing to others as well. If you have friends, you have yung mga relatives mo, na sa tingin mo kailangan nitong tool na ito, you can share it to them. Wala namang bayad eh. Libre naman yan. Okay? And so, as we close this portion, I'd like to discuss some of the frequently asked questions. Baka ito yung mga agam nyo or ito yung mga questions na gusto nyo tanungin. Sagutin ko na muna. Okay? Unang tanong, can I give my resume links to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. Basta alam nila eksaktong link mo at ikaw may control, sino bibigyan mo nun? Ikaw lang ang magbibigay, diba? So ikaw lang may alam sino binigyan mo. Okay? Now, second question, is it the same as other job platform kagaya ng JobStreet, LinkedIn, or any other job site? The answer is no. May dalawang pagkakaiba. And let me use an example here. Let me do a shout out to JobStreet, no? Because I think you guys know what JobStreet is. So shout out lang to them sa mga nasa JobStreet. If you're using JobStreet na resume, you can only apply to companies who are using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. Pero pag gamit mo yung resume link mo, pwede mo yung gamitin kahit na saan, kahit na kanino, kahit na anong platform. Diba? Basta alam ng HR yung eksaktong link mo at ikaw magbibigay nun. That's the first difference. Second difference, if you have already submitted your JobStreet resume to an HR, you cannot change anything anymore. Well, you can on your end, but it will not be reflected on the HR. Hindi siya magiging real-time update. Comparing it to resume link ni Jobs 180, you can update it real-time. 2 days later, 5 minutes later, 6 weeks later, ikaw bahala, anytime nag-update ka ng information, lahat na in-update mo, dagdag bawas, will be reflected real-time across all na may alam ng resume link mo. Okay? So those are the two major differences. Now, pagdating sa pangatlong question, yan ang pinaka-simpleng tanong. Can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na job application platform. Okay? So, use your resume link. Number 4 question, I think is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? The answer is every time. Every time na meron kang babaguhin. Okay? Every time na meron kang babaguhin. Lalong-lalo na yung contact details mo. Kasi imagine, binago mo lahat. Binago mo yung work experience mo, nagkaroon ng awards, nagkaroon ng achievement, hindi ka naman makontakt ng HR. Wala rin, di ba? Sayang din. That's why you have to update yung contact details nyo. Okay? And the last question is just a trivia. Trivia lang, palaisipan. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around 180 degrees. And in case you're wondering, no, you wanted to raise a concern, bakit hindi po 360? Kasi pag 360 degrees, you only go back to where you started. Ikot ka lang na ikot, wala kang pupuntahan. 'Di ba? Bumabalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Oh, ha? Oh, 'di ba? Char lang 'yan. Okay? So, anyways, again, kung meron pa kayo ibang questions, just in case you have questions, okay, you may send those questions here through our website, www.jobs180.com. You can also email us or email me here sa info@jobs180.com. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, pati na rin sa TikTok. Okay, so check us out on all our social media platform. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chua. Don't forget the wa. Okay? Isang magandang araw po sa inyo lahat. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Sir Kim. So to our audience, the floor is now open for questions. Kung may questions po kayo, pakilagay lang po sa comment section. Tapos i-up po natin para po mabasa ni Sir Kim. So I'll go first. First question, sir. Is it okay to apply to jobs not directly related to your course?
Yes, definitely pwede ka mag-apply to all the companies na not related to your course. As long as you are able to do your research, make sure na alam niyo yung papasukan niyo, yung kumpanya at saka yung mga responsibilities na gagawin niyo. At wag yung padaloy-daloy na lahat na lang na pwedeng apply na i-applyan tapos pag tinawagan kayo, hindi naman kayo seryoso, 'di ba? So, 'yun. Just to answer the question, yes, pwede kayo mag-apply sa kahit na hindi connected sa course niyo. Pwede po.
Okay, thank you for that, sir. Next question. What is your pet peeve when it comes to applicants? Ano yung
Applicants?
qualities?
Marami akong pet peeve, pero
sir.
marami akong pet peeve, pero ito yung pinaka sa pinaka. Yung tatawagan mo, tapos hindi sasagutin yung call, tapos magme-message ka, tapos hindi ka re-replyan. Ayun yun. Yun yung pinaka-nakainis, di ba? Because the fact that they applied to you, the message that I'm getting there is they're interested to apply. And so I am now responding, di ba, to their action, why they applied. I'm calling. I'm responding if hindi sila available that time para sumagot ng tawag, mag-message ako. Pero hindi rin sila nagre-reply, di ba? Tapos, I don't know kung ano nangyayari, di ba? Hindi, parang I'm kept hanging. Nakatunganga lang, nakabitin, di ba? At least may closure. If you're pushing through, then let me know kung seryoso, edi mag-schedule tayo. Pag hindi ka naman nagbago isip ng aplikante, edi you can always tell me na nagbago isip mo, hindi ka na magpapatuloy. Yan yun. Yan yung para sa akin. Now, in the initial stages, ito yung mas pinaka-nakainis. Yung mag-a-accept ng job offer, tapos on the first day of the work, I don't know, I'm speaking for some other companies who are who can relate, no? Who can relate. Yung tatanggapin yung job offer, tapos on the first day ng trabaho, biglang sasabihin, hindi na magpapatuloy kasi may in-accept silang ibang kumpanya. Diba? So parang, let's be professional. Diba? Doon pa lang sa pag-accept ng job offer, wag mo na tanggapin kung meron kayong inaabang ibang kumpanya. Or you can also be honest in telling the companies that you are waiting, no, for another company and give them a timeline para naman fair. No? Yun lang. Yun para sa akin.
Okay, next question, sir. Is it okay, like you mentioned a while ago, is it okay that you accepted the position just because you got tired of job hunting? And is this dangerous in the long run?
Can you ask again that question? Sorry, nawala ako. Anong
Sorry.
dangerous? Yun na narinig ko, dangerous eh.
Is it okay that you accepted a position just because you got tired of job hunting? You see your friends getting hired, they're on their first company, first position. So ikaw, inisip mo, sige na nga, okay na to.
It really depends on the purpose, no? Kung ang purpose mo ay para magkaroon ng trabaho lang, just to make ends meet, ika nga, because ikaw na ang hindi ka na makaasa sa mga magulang mo. Example, kasi you're on your own, and you just really need to have something to support you, then by all means, syempre, maintindihan ko rin yun. Kailangan medyo desperate move ang dating niyan, di ba? Now, kung ang reason why you're accepting a job is para maipagmayabang mo sa mga kaibigan mo na may trabaho ka na kaagad, di ba? I hope hindi mo gawin yun kasi if you're not happy with the position you're applying for, the company you are applying to, tapos biglang ganun mangyayari sa'yo, then most probably, you will be resigning soon. Or if you don't resign, then you will not be performing well dun sa company. If that's the case, malamang sa malamang, wala. You won't end up with a career with that company. Diba? So, pangit. Imbis na gumanda yung career path mo, yung track mo, napasama pa. Diba? So, please don't do that. Okay?
Okay, thank you, sir. Last question na lang po. Can we ask about the usual range for entry-level positions and the salary for like people who just graduated?
Okay,
In
I just want
general.
to set expectations, no? Kasi iba-ibang kumpanya, iba-ibang industriya, iba-iba rin yung I would say yung industry standards, no, pagdating sa sweldo. Ngayon, para lang in general tayo, very generic, kaya tayo nag-set ng government mandated batas ito na meron tayong minimum wage is we don't get sweldo lower than that. 'Di ba? Yan yung at least sineset ng gobyerno natin. Depende kung saan area ka, saan region ka, you follow the bracket, 'di ba, for the minimum wage. Now, how to compute or how do you manage yung expected salary mo? Para sa akin is you compute first ano yung mga gagastusin ninyo. Halimbawa lang, you're accepting that job offer, tapos you have to travel. 'Di ba? Syempre, babiyahe ka papunta, pauwi, araw-araw, 5 times a day or 6 times a day. And then kakain ka rin, 'di ba? Depende anong gagawin mo sa pagkain, magbabaon ka ba, bibili ka rin, 'di ba? Kung babaon ka, magluluto ka sa bahay. Or kung hindi naman doon ka bibili, how much will it cost? 'Di ba? So, there's a lot of things to consider. What you need to do is you add them up. Depende pa kung breadwinner ka ng family. Baka mamaya breadwinner ka, you have to give to your parents or you have to send your brother or sibling to school. Diba? So, marami mga bagay na kailangan mo i-factor in. Pero ang sa akin lang, you just use those as a basis para meron kang figure kung magkano yung magiging gastos mo sa kada buwan. And then when you ask for a salary, dun sa expected salary, definitely it should not go lower than dun sa amount na yun. Kasi kung hindi, negative ka every month. Diba? Let's ano lang, have a real talk, no? Sweldo mo, halimbawa lang, sweldo mo, let's just say, sample lang, sweldo mo, 15,000. Tapos ang ano mo, ang gastos mo kada buwan 18,000. O di negative 3,000 ka every month. 'Di ba? Doon pa lang sa unang 3,000 negative, saan mo kukunin 'yon? Kung walang mag-fill in ng 3,000, imposible, 'di ba? Imposibleng mangyari 'yon. Hindi ka tatagal talaga sa work na 'yon. 'Yun po. So, I hope nasagot ko 'yung tanong. No, pagdating dun sa expected salary.
Just so we have figures for everybody. The current minimum wage for NCR is at 570. Correct, sir?
570 pesos, yes, is the minimum wage for NCR. Correct.
Yes. Okay, for
And
NCR.
then you do your math.
And then you do the
multiply
math,
it
and
na-
then they are expecting that they will get deductions like PhilHealth, SSS, and what's the other?
Yes. Those,
DMM.
the SSS and pag-ibig would depend on the company, di ba? Kapag may mga employee kasi self-filing din. Depende. Pero the traditional way of doing it is the company naman yung nagpa-process para sa inyo. So you don't have to worry about those stuff. Yeah.
So, ibig sabihin to the audience, mababawasan pa. Yung sweldo nyo, mababawasan pa yan ng deductions.
Oo. Yung gross is 570 times the X number of days na mag-work kayo. Pero kung kukunin mo yung net, syempre, bawas-bawas pa yan. Diba? So, yun po.
Ayan. So, para lang may ano tayo, figures for computation.
Para may number. Okay, tama.
Ayan. Thank you.
Paalala nga, NCR yun NCR. Baka
NCR
mamaya
yun.
kasi yung may nakikinig dito nasa Emilio Aguinaldo College, Dasma rin niya, sa Cavite. Iba po ang minimum wage sa Dasma. No? So, yun, i-check nyo na lang din. Pwede magkamali.
So, pag kinompute nyo yan, guys, pag may nag-offer ng 10K, so definitely below minimum wage na yun. So, alam nyo na. Okay, thank you for that, sir.
Okay.
Ay, sir, before you leave, announcements for the job fair on June 9, because this is a virtual career fair. Kailangan ko pala itong itanong, sir. Ano ang dapat nilang paghandaan for June 9?
So, sa June 9 na darating na job fair, ang kailangan natin gawin, unang-una is meron kayong resume link. Kaya natin tinuro yung resume link is that for you to prepare, make sure na pag pumunta ka dun sa laban na yun, handa ka, di ba, sa job fair. Whether face-to-face or virtual, but in this case, this is virtual, what the companies will be expecting that you need to submit is your resume link. So you put all the information there, make sure kompleto yung mga detalye nyo, yung mga documents na kailangan mo i-submit, ilagay nyo doon lahat doon para pag nagbigay kayo sa mga kumpanya, mas mabilis. Mas mabilis kayo ma-process. Yan po yung recommend ko na gawin niyo. Pumunta kayo sa link na nakita nyo nagsuscroll ngayon sa screen. Go to schools.jobs180.com/EAC. Puntahan nyo po yung link na yan. Yan po, no? Nakita nyo ngayon, sinishare ngayon sa screen. Go to that link or you can go to Emilio Aguinaldo College Career Portal. So, diretso na kayo sa eac.edu.ph. Pwede rin yun, no? eac.edu.ph. Tapos, click nyo po yung portal. Pag hover nyo sa portal, pupuntahan mo Jobs 180. Yan yung medyo long cut yan. Pag yung shortcut, yung link na nakita nyo sa nagsuscroll sa screen. Yan na po yung shortcut na link. schools.jobs180.com/EAC. Pagpunta mo sa page na yon, merong pop-up na invitation. Yung invitation po na pop-up na yon, doon nyo po kiklik yung join. Okay, that's where you click and then you can now fill in the information. So, pwede na po kayo masali. Okay?
So, to the audience, we'll release the official list of participating companies a week before the June 9 job fair. So, that same week, we'll also release the list. So, please follow the Facebook page to see the list of the participating employers. Ayan. So, see you all on June 9. Thank you, Sir Kim.
Salamat din. See you on the job fair. Make sure kumpletuhin ang resume link. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, so next up we have mental health checks. This will be discussed by Sir Aaron Mitchell Ancheta, Senior Recruitment Coordinator, Talent Acquisition Group for Cognizant Philippines. Sir Aaron worked as a team leader and regional business manager in two international executive search firms. He has years of experience recruiting in IT industry for APAC-based institutions such as financial services, consulting, social media, e-commerce, and fintech. Before all that, he worked as a nurse in Singapore and was a medical oncology, blood, and marrow transplant nurse over at St. Luke's, Quezon City. So we welcome to the floor Sir Aaron.
Hi,
Hi,
Kate.
sir. How are you? Hope you're doing well.
Yes, I am doing well. Thank you so much for asking. Hello again, Shari. And yeah, I will be talking about mental health tips, no? Um, sweldo
I give
agad,
you the floor, sir.
stressful agad, deduction agad ang pinag-usapan on the first part. So let's talk about that a bit later, no? But thank you. Thank you, Shari.
You have the floor, Sir Aaron.
Sure, sure. Thank you. All right. Again, good afternoon, everyone from Emilio Aguinaldo College. My name is Aaron, and I'm from Cognizant Technology Solutions Philippines. And I'm here to discuss mental health checks or mental health tips for a better normal. All right. So let me just. Okay. So what is stress? So I think everyone in the audience knows what stress is because everyone definitely ever since your childhood you have been experiencing stress, no? But there is good stress and bad stress, and stress responses vary. It's different on each person, no? And the common stress triggers during and after the pandemic, no? Let's talk about the pandemic. Is number one, fear or worry about your own health. You're being anxious, no? Because after or even during the pandemic, we became more conscious about our health condition, right? For those who have comorbidities like high blood pressure, asthma, etc., you became more aware of what might trigger um, worsening health conditions, no? And because you became more aware, you also have this fear or worry about the health of your loved ones. Of course, if you have a relative or someone you're living with that has comorbidities as well, that can also trigger stress because you're very worried about their health status. Number three would be changes in sleep or eating patterns, whether it may come from working multiple jobs or studying late for something about your student work, or just de-stressing and staying up late watching movies or playing games. Changes in the sleep patterns or even lacking sleep might even result to increased stress and difficulty in sleeping or concentrating. That's the same. Worsening financial status, of course. During and after the pandemic, all of the cost, all of the necessities price have gone up. No, even the fuel prices went up. Definitely, the transportation cost also went up as well. So everything became expensive suddenly. So that also triggers stress to all of us. And then because of all of those stress, you thought that you would resort to the use of alcohol, tobacco, or other drugs. And instead of decreasing this stress that you're feeling, it will eventually build up and would lead to bigger stress in your life. So, what does it impact? No, if you have these signs and symptoms, you may have you may be experiencing stress as of this moment. So, what you feel in your body: headaches, muscle tension, chest pain, tiredness. upset stomach, etc. Upset stomach because whenever you're stressed, whenever you feel anxious, your body responds to it, and then your body releases more acid. No? Your body became more acidic, and that's the reason why your stomach becomes upset. It releases a lot of gastric juices, and that's the reason, you became you become more uncomfortable because of the stress that you're experiencing. Number two would be mood, and this includes thoughts and feelings as well. So anxiety, restlessness, lack of motivation, feeling overwhelmed, anger, sadness, or depression. When you're under stress, surely your mood will change. The way you speak to other people will change. The way you approach life as it is will change. Work, you will not have this motivation to finish all of your tasks, to attain all of your goals, even even in school, right? So number three, behavior, changes in appetite, angry outburst, drug or alcohol use, tobacco use, social withdrawal, and exercising less often. So these are the signs and symptoms that you're undergoing stress. But these are not all. There are other signs and symptoms that you may be experiencing but not in this list. You are still under stress. So now we know that we are stressed. What do we do? So of course, in the middle of this global phenomenon, not just in the Philippines, everyone around the world is under stress, not only because of their normal life, but also because of how things happen globally right now. The good news is that we can do things to help manage our stress. And it's not just managing stress that we are experiencing, we can also do something about our overall stress. Now, see, social distancing, not social isolation. Perhaps all of you might feel na hindi na kailangan ng social distancing, wala ng COVID. But that's not actually true. There are still cases here in the Philippines, no? And, well, last month, we heard from the news that there is an increasing infectivity rate, right? Because there are new variants. And we should still be vigilant, you know, of COVID-19. So we should still implement social distancing. While social distancing may be difficult to all of us, but we can still have ways to connect with the people that we love or the people that we care for. So if you really want to implement social distancing, you may use online video platforms to stay up to date with the people that matters to you. You should be eating meals together. Um, either face to face, or if someone is not with you and you want to connect with them, you can still use the online video platforms. Often take a walk, exercise. Surely we're NCR is just on alert level 1, so outdoor activities are not restricted. So as much as possible, try to do something. Try to have outdoor activities. It would definitely refresh your mental state. If you can, do it with your friends, with your family members. Just make sure that you maintain social distancing, and then always, always, always tell other people how grateful you are, or how thankful you are for having them, because being affirmed, by other people, goes a long way. You would feel very much secured. You will feel valued, and that would surely decrease the stress that you're encountering right now. So these are the psychological and emotional activities that you should consider doing when you're under stress. Emotional regulation, you should give attention to things that are in your control. There is no use in worrying about the things that you cannot control, like the weather, like how the fuel prices go up. Perhaps the small things that you do may have an impact, but definitely if governments around the world are well, they can even do something about it, the shortage of fossil fuels, then definitely there's pretty much not, you know, that there's pretty much not to go around. We cannot do something about it. Effective behavioral choices, set clear boundaries for your time and energy. Choices. I mentioned choices because you should choose the activities that would positively help you. Um, you should avoid activities or going out with people who will affect your mental health. So you should choose wisely. Recognizing strength, positive self-talk, and self-talk does not mean na, okay, pupunta na ako ng SM, pupunta na ako, bibili ako ng ganito. No, well, that's part of it, but positive self-talk means motivating yourself. No? It doesn't have to come from someone else. You just have to repeat to yourself that I can do this. I will be finishing all my tasks today. I am good. I am awesome. Yeah. So that also helps, no? Just to add to that, no, if you combine it with the next one, which is stress management, deep breathing, no, it will definitely help you have a positive outlook in life. No? Deep breathing exercises, mindfulness, progressive muscle relaxation, guided imagery, journaling, these are all channels on how you would divert yourself from stress. Awareness of what creates stress. You should be avoiding things that you already know that it gives you stress. And of course, problem solving. Physical activity, exercise as much as you can, but be realistic and consistent. Don't try to do tabata exercises when you're a beginner, no. You should start small, jog for like 15 minutes every day. Try to do calisthenics every day. If it's not realistic for you to do it every day, try every other day. At least you're doing something, right? And physical activity helps release stress. Okay. Adequate sleep. If you lack sleep, I've already experienced this. If you lack sleep, like 3 hours, 2 hours sleep, 4 hours sleep, it doesn't help your mood. You're always anxious, you're always irritable. So as much as possible, you get enough sleep. 8 hours, if not 8 hours, seven, six, but that's it. Anything below 6 hours of sleep is not healthy. Healthy nutrition, again, you are what you consume. All right. So if you consume a lot of alcohol, if you consume a lot of unhealthy food, high in cholesterol, um, of course, at the back of your mind, at some point you're telling yourself you should not be consuming this, but because it's good, it tastes good, you still eat it. That adds up to your stress, na yung guilt feeling, and you should try to avoid that. You should revamp your healthy your I mean your eating lifestyle. Okay, so again, you are what you consume. Prevention of illness, again, prevention is always better than cure. Try to maintain hygiene, maintain healthy lifestyle. Yeah. Intimacy, this has a big impact in your mental health because without intimacy, without healthy relationships around you, you won't have anyone to be your confidant, to give you advice, to hear you out, to listen to your problems, or to just be with you. If someone is with you, that already alleviates stress. And of course, general bodily health. And in the spiritual aspect, of course, meditation, prayer, reflection, and time in nature. Time in nature, why? I think a lot of people go on a nature trip nowadays, no? Because I believe nature would help you relax. Again, according to Albert Einstein, when he said, the more I learned about nature, the closer I got with nature, the closer I got with God. That's what he said. So this nature thing is connected to your spiritual well-being. All right. So as much as possible, try to see some greeneries. Go somewhere every now and then, every weekend, or if not every weekend, once a month. Try to go somewhere, to the beach, to the mountains. As long as you see nature itself, it would help reduce stress. All right, leisure. Now, it's important that you make sure that you're doing things that recharge and energize you. So, for example, reading. If someone here is doing knitting, that's also good. Crafts, time with the pet. Now, leisure also includes games. Now, it's okay to play games, mobile games, computer games. That's fine, as long as it's positively impacting your mental health. Because there are times that when you play mobile games, I'm not going to cite a specific mobile game, okay? I'm going to uh, give a multiple example instead. One mobile game would, um, it's enjoyable to play, not until you hear someone saying, "Oh, ang ngongo ng ganito, ganyan. Sa inyo na yung MM namin," mga ganyan. Or ang ngongo ng core, ganyan. So, instead of releasing stress because you're playing games, it becomes more toxic. It adds to your stress. You're not performing well. Someone is mentioning it. Someone is degrading you. Uh, someone is embarrassing you online. That does not help at all. It makes things worse. There is this type of game where, well, I call it gacha game. Gacha players here, if you're listening, if you keep on spending just to get that, one playable character or one item, but it involves spending 1,000, 2,500, even 5,000 pesos for that, um, for that thing, and then afterwards you don't have money anymore because you already spent it into gacha games. So that would add up to your stress. You're not financially stable anymore because you're spending your money on things that will actually not last, because at some point magsasawa ka rin dun sa game na yon, and eventually all of those spendings will be for nothing, right? So, and of course, baka magkabaon-baon ka pa sa utang because of that spending. So, choose wisely. Choose the games that would help you alleviate stress. If you really want to play those games, just make sure that you're doing it right. Okay. Now, we should always set boundaries. You're not obligated to give your time limitlessly to those around you. Um, Especially during the pandemic where we started doing work from home, um, there has been no division between work and home. So uh, you should set the expectation that whenever it's work time or whenever it's study time, you should give that to me. No distractions, no loud noises, etc. Read your inner cues and know that it is okay to set boundaries with others in order to protect your emotional well-being. If your family member or if your friend or if your partner does not respect your right to set boundaries, then you should consider moving out, because it definitely would affect your emotional well-being. So everyone should have an open communication. Try to set expectations that I need this. If I don't have this, I would be very stressed. So just give me this boundary and I'm all good. So that's it. Surround yourself with positivity and affirmations. Don't surround yourself with negative people, because you will also feel the impact of that negativity. And as long as you're with negative people, your lifestyle will decline. Okay, so just surround yourself with positive people in order for you to go up. Okay, set boundaries with your space. Again, the work from home issue. It can be difficult to differentiate between work and home. So find a specific workspace separate from your leisure spaces and work there. Once you're done with work, strictly stick to your scheduled time. If it's already 5 o'clock, you're already out of your work, stop it. Stop your work and do whatever you need to do inside your house. Clearly mark the end of your workday. Okay? So, in conclusion, there are multiple relaxation techniques like deep breathing exercises, muscle relaxation, meditation, and of course, prayer. So, you can see a lot of relaxation techniques online. If not, if you're fond of reading books, try to look for a book that tackles about stress management. So there. Most of the time, it's okay to say no. You don't have to always say yes to people as long as it would help you mentally or holistically. Okay. Reach out to support groups to support people like friends, colleagues, family, mentor, or even mental health services if needed, or social groups. Remove all unhealthy habits like frequent consumption of alcohol, consumption of illegal drugs, eating unhealthy food, like yung mga yun, araw-araw nagbabagnet ka, araw-araw nagbubulalo ka, araw-araw nagfe-french fries ka. All of those are, well, you can actually consume them, but moderate it. Okay, don't consume them frequently. So just try to eat more fruits, eat more vegetables. Try to eat less. Ang goal natin dito is not to be fat. It doesn't mean na mayaman ka kapag mataba ka. No, it's not tantamount to that. You know, yung mayaman ka kapag healthy ka kumain. Kaya nga mahal ang healthy food. No? But as much as possible, try to be healthy. There are other recipes out there that is cheap but still healthy. And lastly, you're not alone in this challenging journey. Remember, this is not just a national crisis but a global one. So everyone in the whole world is experiencing stress, and don't be afraid to, ask your friends, ask your family about your problem. No, ask for help. No, don't be afraid to even consult with them. As long as that person you believe would help, then try to open up as much as possible. It will release some of your stress, at least if not all. All right. So there. Yeah, I hope everyone got something out of my discussion. But before I let you go, I'll just talk about something about Cognizant. So Cognizant is one of the world's leading professional services companies, transforming clients' business operating and technology models. And Cognizant innovates with a purpose, and we help businesses modernize their operation. And of course, scorecards. The industries that we service: healthcare, insurance, manufacturing, logistics, energy and utilities, banking and financial services, retail, travel and hospitality, communications, media, and technology, life sciences. So, well, in Cognizant, I'm proud to say that we have um, groups that do outreach. We have groups that do gaming. We have groups that do sports. We have multiple activities, no, activity groups in Cognizant. So that would help alleviate stress that we have in the workplace and even at home, because sometimes those activities we bring it back to our home, just to share with it our family members. No? So yeah, there. It's nice to have that in a company. So our work location is in Taguig, and we have one in Cebu. But in NCR we have multiple offices. We have one in Quezon City and in Makati. There is also one in Bataan, that's outside of NCR. So opportunities that we have, you can always try to visit our careers page, but mostly we are hiring for IT people, ETL, Informatica developers, Python developers, testers, back end developers, full stack developers, front end software developers, and project managers, business analysts, and payment or banking system specialists, and then automation experts, of course. And of course, as you know, Cognizant has its digital business operations or BPO side. So we are hiring under video sharing account, medical equipment account, retail account, financial technology account, cloud computing account, insurance account, and even life sciences or healthcare account. So we are looking for PHRN, USRN, registered pharmacists, and other allied health courses. Okay? So if you want to know more about the openings that we have, just go to cognizant.com slash PH, or just go to jobs180.com, just type in jobs180.com slash cognizant PH to view our openings via Jobs 180. Okay, so thank you very much. Back to you, Shari.
Thank you for that, Sir Aaron. So now, we ask our audience for their questions. So, pwede na lang pong pakilagay sa comment box. I'll go first para you have time to think about your questions. First question, sir. Um, do things like behavioral attitudes, how you respond to stress, does it affect the interview?
Oh, yes, definitely. Because if you're not in the mood during your interview schedule, if you're undergoing um, high emotional stress because of a problem, whether it's from family or with your partner, um, eventually you would. I hope this will not happen to all of the audience. No, you would space out during the interview because you keep on thinking about the problem that you have back at home. The answers that you choose will be different. It will not, well, it can be on the positive note, but most likely because of the stress that you're encountering and because of the negative energy that you're carrying, um, the answers that you may give to the interviewer will be somewhat like neutral, straightforward, very well, concise is good, but concise without elaboration is not good, especially during technical interviews, because you need to explain more about your answers. And worse, you also answer them negatively. And if you're easily irritable, so if they say something that is not okay, you might answer them negatively, especially when the interviewer would bring up questions like, why did you leave your previous employer? Then you answer them, and then they rebut like, so you're not a good team player. We are looking for someone who is a team player. Then you answer them, okay, sige, fine, I'm not going to proceed with my application anymore. So mood has a great effect, in your interviews. Again, you need confidence, you need positive confidence during interviews. So try to regulate your mood before entering an interview.
Okay, thank you for that, sir. Sir, may we ask for sample interview questions that you use to gauge like an applicant's or a candidate's threshold for stress, maybe
Mm.
like the one I heard was how do you respond to, is it parang a stressful environment or
Mhm.
a stressful workplace, parang ganyan.
Yes, actually, most of the common interview questions would all boil down to how you manage your stress. Like, on the initial phase of an interview, the interviewer will ask you, okay, hi, Shari, how are you doing today? What did you do before going here in this job fair? So, if you do share what you did before you went in that job fair, the interviewer will have, somewhat like um, a gauge on your mood. And then there are common interview questions like, what do you usually do to reduce stress at the workplace? Have you ever encountered any problems during a project? What did you do about it? How did you solve it? Have you ever encountered having conflicts with your teammates? Um, what are the choices that you what are the choices that you um, took? So those are the things that would show how you manage stress, how you manage conflicts, how you manage your anxiety, especially if the job is high pressured. They will lean towards, or they will dwell more on how you manage stress. For example, for our health workers, our hospitals are a very high pressured, fast paced um, facility. If you're going to work there, all they will ask is how you manage your stress. Um, are you the type of person who is who exemplifies grace under pressure, yung mga ganyan. So ayun, those are the common interview questions that would lead to how you manage your stress.
Thank you for sharing that, sir. Ayan. Next question. Do you believe that comparison is the thief of joy? And how do you address this?
Yes, definitely comparison is the thief of joy because ito yung lagi kong sinasabi sa mga anak ko. There will always be someone who will be better than you in any aspect, no, whether it's financial, whether it's skills or intellect. um you should not compare yourself to anyone. You should only compare yourself to yourself yesterday or your previous self, because the goal here in life is to become better than your yesterday self. Okay, you will not be very happy if you keep on comparing yourself to others. Meron siyang sasakyan, meron na siyang bahay, matalino siya, maganda siya, kasama niya si ganitong artista araw-araw, nagpunta siya sa ganitong buffet, nagsasamgyup sila araw-araw. No, you will not be happy living that kind of life. You should be focusing on yourself and your family. You should compare yourself to, try to look back. No? A year ago, ito lang yung sweldo ko, but now I'm already here. I'm earning this amount of money. Last year, we cannot even go out. Now we're able to go to the beach, go somewhere else, fly to other countries. Yeah, you should not look at designer brands. You should not look at cars. Those are liabilities. Just leave them be, and you should be wise on the things that you should invest on. You may think that you are inferior, but you have your own you have your own talent, you have your own asset. So just focus on that and focus on making them better. So yeah.
Thank you for that, sir. Thank you for sharing your story.
Yes.
Last question na lang po. You mentioned this a while ago in your talk, like
Mhm.
people doubting themselves, people thinking that they cannot do more or they cannot do well.
Mhm.
What if you're a fresh grad and you're seeing your batchmates getting employed one by one, and
Mhm.
then we're getting to that like critical period? It's been
Mhm.
2 months, 3 months, 4 months, etc. And you're getting anxious. So, syempre, kinakabahan ka na, ba't di ka pa natatanggap? So, what what should we do? Like, what should we revisit para maka-alis dun sa situation na yun?
The key here is to keep yourself occupied. That is the healthy way to do things. If yung mga friends mo may mga trabaho na, makaka 6 months na sila sa work nila, makaka 1 year na sila, ikaw jobless ka pa rin. That's fine. Everyone has their own season naman eh. But if you're not doing anything during those months or during that year na employ na sila, then definitely something is wrong. No, there is a problem. You should still be productive, because I've experienced that, to be honest, Shari. I mentioned in my profile that I was a nurse. I was actually a graduate of 2010 nurse, where there are 115,000 board exam takers noong July 2010, and only 30,000 passed, no? So even when I passed the board exam, I did not land my job as a nurse. I kept on looking, I kept on undergoing trainings, kasi ganun yung uso nun eh. Training ka muna bago ka i-absorb, no? Parang mag-i-internship ka muna bago ka nila i-hire. And nagawa ko na nga yun during college, di ba? So nakaka-frustrate, nakaka-add siya sa stress ko. And then seeing other batchmates who already have their hospital work, keso may backer sila, keso tapos na sila sa training, na-absorb na sila, yung iba naman nag BPO na. So may mga work na sila. So what I did is just, do something productive, enhance my skills. I went to Lang Center. I trained on how to operate mechanical ventilators, how to manage cancer patients, and then eventually, hindi yun yung first job ko, yung pagiging nurse. Eventually, I got tired, but that's okay. When you're tired, you just rest and just find other things to do. I went to Saudi Arabia to be an admin platform secretary in Huawei Technologies. So you see, my first job was offshore, and I'm earning a lot more than being, a nurse way back then. So I think it's a blessing in disguise that I waited patiently. And instead of waiting without doing anything, I've done something. When I came back from Saudi Arabia, I've already worked as a nurse, and I have those skills that I have trained for before. So I'm already equipped. That's the time that I went to, I worked with St. Luke's Medical Center. So walang pagsisisi, walang nasayang dun sa mga efforts na ginawa ko. So, yun lang ang magiging advice ko. If yung mga friends nyo, nagkaka-work na, huwag kayong ma-stress. Kung may feel man kayong stress, that's good stress. That would motivate you to move, to do something. Instead of not doing anything, ang huwag nyong gagawin is, nasa-stress ka kasi lahat sila may work na, lahat sila nakakabili na ng ganito, nakakapagbigay na sa magulang. Nai-stress ako, tas sige magiinom ako kasi nai-stress ako, tatambay ako, maglalaro ako ng ML, ganito, ganyan. That's not the good way to go. You should do something productive para in the future when you finally get your job, you earn more because you have the skill sets that you have, because of the trainings that uh, you took. So yun, just be productive while waiting. Don't lose hope.
Ayan, thank you for that, Sir Aaron. And sir, para lang hindi naman nakakalungkot yung usapan natin. Let us acknowledge na mahirap maghanap ng trabaho, no, to
Yes.
everyone. Hindi
Mahirap
naman
talaga.
ganun kadali.
To add to that, Shari, ang dami kasing competitors ngayon. Like, in the IT space, ang dami nyo ng IT. So, pahirapan talaga, and ang competition between businesses ngayon is kailangan natin mag-hire ng the best of the best. Kasi ito na yung mga clients natin from offshore. So, kailangan yung mga best ang i-hire natin. So, yung competition is fierce. Even sa other industries, marami kang kakompetensya, marami nag-a-apply. So, if matagal ka na ang tip ko lang dyan is, pag matagal ka na nag-a-apply sa isang space, like for example, nandito ka sa Pilipinas nag-a-apply, bakit hindi mo i-try sa province? Kung sa NCR ka nag-a-apply, ba't di mo i-try sa province? Kung wala ka talagang makuha sa province, why not try out freelancing first para makapag-garner ka ng experience? So, if wala ka talagang makitang freelancing, why not try out other ventures like having a business, entrepreneurship. So, since mataas yung competition, nung kasi wala masyadong competition. And I think that's the wise thing to do. Not forcing yourself to compete with thousands, millions of people. You just be unique. Try to stand out. So, yun. Or mahirap. Mahirap talaga maghanap ng work ngayon.
Thank you for the very insightful story, sir. Madami kaming napulot dun, sir.
Thank
Itatanong
you.
ko ulit yun, sir, sa ibang sessions.
Yes, okay,
Thank
sure.
you. Thank you, Sir Aaron, on behalf of Emilio Aguinaldo College and our team. Thank you for being with us this afternoon. To the job seekers, to our audience, please don't forget their career site. That's jobsready.com/cognizantph. Please be on standby. Sir, sasali kayo sa virtual career fair ni Emilio Aguinaldo College. Parang nakita ko po
um,
yun.
I think Mark will be the one to join.
Okay. Okay. So, please be on standby for the list of the participating companies for June 9.
Surely.
So, sir,
Okay.
Sir Aaron, thank you, and have a great day. Looking forward to have you again in the sessions.
Likewise.
Thank
Likewise,
you.
Shari. Thank you.
Okay. So next up, we have here, let's go to interview questions. This will be discussed by Miss Sairah Joy Gipanao, HR Specialist Talent Acquisition for Makati Medical Center. Miss Sai is a graduate of BSBA major in Human Resource Development Management at New Era University and currently taking up master's degree specialized in Human Capital Management at De La Salle University, Dasmariñas. She is an HR practitioner with continuous 7 years of experience in different facets of human resources, such as recruitment, employer relations, organizational development, and compensation and benefits in different industries. Also had an experience as a recruitment head of a local manpower agency handling different variety of client manpower needs. Currently part of talent acquisition team of Makati Medical Center as HR specialist. We give the floor to Miss Gipano. Hi, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon po. Thank you
Ayan.
very much for the introduction. By the way, I'm Sai, talent acquisition specialist in Makati Medical Center, and my topic for today is answering interview questions. Okay.
Ayan. Miss Sai, everything is well on our end. So I leave
Okay.
it to it and I'll be back for Q&A.
Okay. Okay, so I believe that most of you guys had already had experience wherein someone or somebody asked question about yourself. What is your favorite food? What do you do in life? What is your goal in life? So basically, interview is a structured conversation where one participant asks question and other provides answer. So it is a part of recruitment process wherein the HR or the employers ask a question about you so that the employer can find out if you are the one that they are looking for or the perfect fit for the job posting. Okay, so when you look for a job, you will experience different other process like test, assessment, medical exam, psychological exam. But of all methods of the process, hindi mawawala ang interview process. Okay, so also with the interview, not only the employers are given a chance to know more about the applicant. So you as an applicant can ask question as well. So you can also know more about the company. So actually, as HR, it can view positively when the applicant ask questions kasi it can show more the willingness of the applicant. What are the things that the applicants are more curious about or many more. Okay. Okay, so what are the different forms of interview? Interview can be done in different forms, and these are three are the common forms on how the employers conducts job interviews. So first, distance interview through video or phone call. Before, phone interviews can be done only during the initial interview, wherein recruitment staff ask questions about you through phone call, or if you pass the initial interview, the HR will invite you to report to office. So other sets of interview up to final interview. But of course, since the pandemic, it also becoming the norm nowadays to conduct not only the initial interview but other sets of the interviews as well via phone call or video call via Zoom, Teams, and other. So it is very important to be more familiarized with the current tools, but syempre of course para makasabay and then di manibago kahit sa interview. Okay? So the second one is the one-on-one interview. Here, the applicant will meet the interviewer. It might be the HR recruitment, HR manager, or your future boss. And then the last one is the panel interview. So wherein the several people ask you a questions. Sometimes these people are coming from different areas within the organization, like isang HR, isang supervisor, and then isang manager. So sometimes naman these people are also coming from the same department, like future colleagues mo or supervisor and manager. Okay. Okay. So next is to be nail your job interview. These are some of the steps on how you prepare for the interview. So first is research for the company. This can help you as an applicant to gain more idea about the company, where the company is located, operating time of the company, so that you can know yourself if you are fit or if you are interested to be part of the company. Most of the time, HR will ask you about, are you familiar with our company or our organization? How did you found out about our job posting? So here, HR is checking if you are familiar with the company and the level of your interest in being part of the company. Okay, so second is the print your resume. So be always ready to have an extra copy of your resume or CV, especially if it is a one-on-one or panel interview, because you might know when the interviewer or interviewers will ask you for your resume. Also, you should be familiar with your resume. Minsan kasi yung sagot ng applicant, based on my experience, hindi tugma sa CV or resume nyo yung mga question na sinasabi ng HR. So, third is, of course, wear proper attire. So, you should wear decent office attire or with collar and slacks. Basta decent and not showing any parts of the body like cleavage or too much legs or too much slit. Okay, so number four, double check the job posting. See if the job position or the job description is what you're applying for. Kasi most of the time the interviewer will ask you a question like what position are you applying for and what do you think is your job will be, or may ibang applicant sarcastic ang sagot, like as you can see in my resume, I'm applying for etc. And then that it will based on how they answer it. Minsan kasi iba yung tono. So it sounds like sarcastic. And ang dating is akala hindi ata nagbabasa yung HR ng CV or resume. Actually, this type of question is not because hindi nagbabasa ang HR ng resume, but we are measuring your knowledge and perception about the position you are applying for. Para yun nga, kung perfect fit ka nga ba talaga sa job position na hinahanap na isang organization. Okay, so number five, be prompt and courteous. So, dapat maging on time ka with the schedule kasi the interviewer set aside a time for you, and aside from their daily tasks to interview you, so you should show respect and be on time. So minsan mas maganda rin na you will come to the office, or you will be attending the Zoom interview 5 minutes before the interview time. So mas maganda kasi yung ganun. Okay? So at least of course, if you can come on time or not available, you should be informed as soon as possible. So, if you are not available by that time, kung kailan ka sinet na initial interview, just inform the HR para at least hindi masayang yung oras, para hindi rin yung inaantay. Or yet, baka kasi nagbago din yung isip mo, parang meron kang inaay na isang organization, much better to be honest talaga. Okay. And then, as what I've said earlier, be courteous. Kahit recruitment staff lang and nag interview sa'yo. Kasi in interview, not only personal question are being asked, but also your behaviors and attitudes are being measured as as well without you knowing. Okay. So, as with my experience being talent acquisition, I'm not just particular with skills like communication skills, but also with attitude on how they answered questions. Kasi aanin mo naman, minsan kasi aanin mo naman yung magaling nga, pero hindi naman respectful sumagot. So, how come na parang yung makipag-interact siya do sa team niya na mapapabilang siya, ganyan. So, kami, sa HR kasi 'pag gano'n, kami din babalikan sa HR na hindi namin inayos yung screening. So, as an applicant, be mindful to your words and actions too. Okay. So, number 6, prepare questions. Like I've said earlier in the interview, you can ask question too. Specifically at the end of the interview, the interviewer will ask you question like before we end before we end this interview, do you have any questions? Binibigyan namin ng chance ang mga applicant to know more about the job and the company, of course. Okay, so number 7, know your interviewer. So who knows when you get hired? These interviews will be your coworkers or boss. So it is very helpful if you know them at least by name. Also, if you have a further question like what is the status of your application and other stuff, you at least you will know who to ask. Okay. Okay. So, the common types of interview questions are close-ended interview, open-ended interview, hypothetical interview questions, and then the outside-the-box questions. Okay, next. Okay. So, close-ended interview question, this category of job interview, questions calls for simple informational answers. Often they can be just yes or no questions, or other times personal information. Sample of these are, so do you have experience related to this job? So the answer is yes or no. Or how many years did you work for your last employer? Ganyan. So the next is the open-ended interview questions. This type of questions require a thought or oblige the job seeker to reveal attitudes or opinions. For example, behavioral interview questions like asking the candidates to related past on the job experiences or a situations, events, it is will likely to encounter again in the new position. Other examples are tell me about yourself. So why did you apply for the job, and then what are the strengths and the weaknesses. Okay, so next. Okay, so third is the hypothetical interview question. So in this type of job interview questions, the candidate are asked how they are how they can resolve an imaginary situation or react to a given situation. For example, let's say a project you supervise did not meet the goals you set. How would you handle that, or how you would be response on that? And then if you could have anyone in our industry as a mentor, who or would you choose and why? Okay. So these are imaginary questions, but in this type of questions, the employer can see how would you solve or react to the certain situations. Okay. So number four is the outside the box interview questions. So this type of interview questions are used to see if the applicant is creative and can think outside the box. For example, what's the most difficult problem you've ever solved? If you could take one trip through time, where would you go? So the difference between the two is the hypothetical interview questions are situational questions that might happen at work, whereas the outside the box are not necessarily situational, but it can measure kasi sometimes your communication skills, ganyan. So, meaning anything under the sun. So, mini-measure niya also your creativity and then your thoughts about the specific questions. Okay? So, overall, to nail interview question, you just have to be prepared and be truthful on your answer. So, that is all. So, thank you. So, if you want to more about the Makati Medical Center, kindly click the www.makatimed.net.ph and then jobs180.com/Makati Medical Center. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Sai.
Hi,
So, to
thank you
our
po.
audience, the floor is now open for questions. Kung meron kayong tanong for Makati Medical Center, please put it in our comment section. So, ma'am, ako po muna yung mauuna. Una ko
Okay.
pong tanong, ano po yung pinakamahirap na question na sasagutin ng isang fresh grad? Yung question na nagsa-struggle silang sagutin.
Actually ako based on my experiences not only in Makati Med, sometimes kasi ano eh, it for me it is very okay lang pag for example you ask na applicant, so tell me about yourself. So parang nahihirapan sila to express themselves. Sometimes ano, sasabihin nila my name is ganto, ganyan. So why not to make it different? Yung pwede mo i-express yung sarili mo na hindi siya mismo naka-state na dun sa resume mo. So sometimes tell me about yourself pa lang, sometimes nagka-come up na yung applicant na parang nahirapan na sila na i-express yung sarili nila. Ganyan. Sometimes tanungin mo rin the second time na nag-ask din ako, so what is your strength and weaknesses? So ganun. Sometimes nagkakaroon sila ng they don't know how to express themselves. Pero when it comes to ano naman, when it comes to skills or experiences, they can answer naman. So may mga factor lang talaga na may mga questions na nahirapan sila i-express doon sa sarili nila. Ayun lang po. So these
Okay.
are the two naman based on my experience.
Ayan. Thank you for that, ma'am. Second question
Thank you
po.
po.
For
Okay.
hospitals, ano pong skill set ang hinahanap? Especially sa mga entry-level na positions po. Kung kasi ma'am, sa
So
audience natin, meron tayong mga BSN, ganyan po.
mm. Okay. So, sa amin naman, actually ako, I'm the one who handling kasi registered nurses or first staff nurse position. So, sa amin naman sa Makati Med, we do not required naman na at least you have experience. But of course, you have at least a licensed nurse. Kasi when it comes to training naman, we can train you here in Makati Med. So, even sa mga allied medical services, like for example, sa RadTech, so kahit wala naman kayo experience, okay lang. Kasi iti-train pa rin naman kayo sa ano. So not necessary that we are requiring for at least you have 6 months experience. No, we are open also for the fresh grad.
Ayan.
Ayun naman
Thank you
po.
for that, ma'am. Last question na lang po. Madami
Okay,
po
sure.
bang fresh grad? Marami po ba tayong applicants na fresh grads this year? At madami po ba ang pumapasa? Madami naman po ba ang nakakapasa sa first interview? At yan.
Yes po, opo. Actually, karamihan ng RN na na-handle ko, simulan natin nung December ang time frame niya from December up to present. Of course, lahat karamihan fresh graduate. So, based on interview, parang they are very interested talaga for what they are applying for. And then, kahit na sabi mo na they are located from Bacolod, Zamboanga, 'pag they encourage na yung mga batchmates nila, sabay-sabay sila pumupunta sa Makati Med to apply. And then sa initial interview actually hindi naman kasi ako, parang after sa experience kasi nga sa amin is a protocol din naman na parang to hire na fresh grad. So karamihan fresh graduate, marami po. And they very enjoyed din naman yung sa mga trainings na ginagawa sa Makati Med. Kasi if I'm not mistaken, sila ata yung naabutan ng pandemic na parang hindi sila gano'n nakapag-ano, OJT na on-site sa hospital talaga. So they are do'n sa training nila sa, nursing education, do'n nila na ipakita kung ano yung interest talaga nila do'n sa in-applyan nila, ayun po.
Ayan, thank you for that, Miss Sai. So, good news yon sa mga ano natin,
Yes.
sa mga gustong mag-apply sa Makati Med. Marami namang pumapasa, guys. So, good
Yes po,
news yon.
marami po.
Magandang bagay yan. Ayan. Miss Sai, thank you for being here
Thank you
on
so
behalf
much
of
po,
my
Miss
team
Sherry. Yes po.
and of Emilio Aguinaldo College. Thank you for accommodating our request and sana po maraming mag-apply po sa Makati Med.
Thank you
Sana
po,
rin
thank
ma'am,
you.
joining po ba kayo sa June 9 na job fair? I will just confirm later.
Sa
Saan? Sa career
I
fair.
think parang hindi pa ako okey ako dun sa may Zoom. Yes, okey naman.
Sige ma'am. Okay, okay.
Okey
So,
naman.
official list of companies will be released soon. So, Miss Ai, thank you so much for being here and we look forward to having you again in future sessions with other universities. Thank you, Miss Ai,
Okey po.
for
Thank you
accommodating.
so much
Thank you.
po. Thank you po. Have a great day po.
Have a great day, Miss Ai. Ayan. So to everyone, if you're still watching and you want to look at the list of Makati Medical Center's vacancies and openings, it's on your screen. That's jobs20.com/Makati Medical Center. So before we end the presentation, we'd like to release the evaluation form after the closing remarks, no? So after the closing remarks, there will be the release of evaluation, and then after that will be the announcements for the job fair. So to officially close our session for today, let us call on Miss Queen Glad M. Festine, RPM, guidance coordinator, and psychometrician over at Emilio Aguinaldo College. Miss Queen will put you up. There you go. Hi, Miss Queen. We give you the floor.
Hello, everyone. So, thank you for joining the career webinar powered by jobs180.com. We hope you had an enriching experience with valuable insights, networking opportunities, and a platform to explore exciting career possibilities. And remember, your journey doesn't end here. Take the advantages and the connections you've made and the knowledge you've gained and the inspiration you felt. Use this as a stepping stones to propel your career forward. And we would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to Jobs 180 and to our esteemed speakers, Mr. Kim Chua, Ms. Sairah Joice Gipanao, and Mr. Aaron Mitchell Ancheta. Your expertise, insights, and guidance have made a significant impact to our attendees, providing them with valuable knowledge and inspiration. And we would also like to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our president, Dr. Jose Paulo Campos, and our VPAA, Dr. Ellen Salak, and our beloved Guidance Director, Ms. Eileen Mendoza, for their unwavering support throughout the career webinar. And a special thank you goes to Ms. Arian Lego for her exceptional organizational skills and efforts in coordinating the event. And we would also like to express our sincere appreciation to all the attendees. Your enthusiasm and engagement have contributed to the vibrant atmosphere and success of this event. And thank you once again, everyone, for being a part of this webinar. Best wishes for your future endeavors and dream big and work hard. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Miss Queen. Thank you so much for trusting us with this event today. Have a great day, ma'am. Thank you, thank you. Yan. To Miss Queen and Miss Ariane, thank you so much for helping us organize the event back end. Thank you, thank you. So to everyone, please don't forget to evaluate. So we are putting the QR code on your screen, and we'll also put it in the comment section. So please make sure to follow facebook.com/guidance and placement office. That's for the announcements and the instructions also for the June 9 virtual career fair. So to everyone, again, please scan the QR code because this will be the basis of your attendance. So if you have not done yet, also please register for the career fair on June 9. So this will be powered by jobs180.com as well. List of companies will be released that week, but the time for that event is at 1:30 to 5 p.m. So please save the date, June 9, 1:30 to 5 p.m. So the recordings of this webinar will be posted in the Job Trinity Facebook and YouTube channel. We'd also like to take this time to invite you all to Accenture's campus recruitment open house. So Accenture is focused on creating a great place for fresh college graduates to thrive, and they offer a virtual training program to build both leadership and technical skills. In addition, they will be offering mentor support and opportunities for you to build your professional network. Accenture is one of our corporate partners, and they'd like to welcome you to their office from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. to have your application processed within the day. They are located at the ground floor of Robinson Cybergate 1, Pioneer Street, corner EDSA Mandaluyong City, and they would be delighted to meet with you all. To reserve a slot for processing, please visit the link and fill out the form, or you can just scan the QR code. So this is for Accenture hiring in NCR. So this is an opportunity brought to you by one of our corporate partners, and many others will also be available on schools.jobs180.com/EAC. So see you all on the career fair. So final reminders na lang po. The career fair will be on June 9. Everyone is invited to attend, whatever the course, whatever the year. Um, um, Applications will be processed on the day, respective to the recruitment process of the of the participating companies. So to everyone, we are also inviting you to the next set of webinars that we are hosting this week and next week. Should the event or should the topics be interesting to you, please know that you're welcome to join in any of those sessions for free. So with that, our session ends today. Thank you all so much, and our advanced congratulations to the future graduates of Emilio Aguinaldo College. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you, thank you.